In 8th grade, section 9.6, we're dealing with powers of monomials. Now, if we go back, you can remember that when we're multiplying polynomials, let's see if I can bring that back actually. So this is from 9.3, okay? So when I'm multiplying polynomials, I'm going to add the powers. And when I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract. Well, what we're dealing with here is that we're dealing with two different types of multiplication. We're doing power of a power and power of a product. Okay? So what that looks like is what happens if I have an exponent to an exponent. So instead of having am times an, instead of having the basis, it's to the power of the power. But so instead of adding, because these are on the same base, they compile on each other, I'm multiplying. So when we're doing power of a power, so this is different from 4 to the 5th times 4 squared. This is 4 to the 5th to the power of 2. So 4 to the power of 5 to the power of 2. So I'm going to multiply them together and get me 4 to the power of 10. Okay? Now, this can also apply if, let's say I have parentheses. So if I have that, then I'm going to take this power, and this only works if this is a plus b, I cannot do this. This is not it's not the same rule. Okay? So if I have a plus b to the power of 2, then I have to do this, a plus b, and then FOIL out. But if I have this, a times b to the power of 2, this is the same thing as this right here, means I can apply power of product. So I take this 2 and I do a squared times b squared. I take this 2 and give it to each one. Okay, so please remember these are two different things. This has a plus, so I can't just take this squared because of that plus. But because this doesn't have a plus, it's a power of a product, because this doesn't have a plus, okay, they're being multiplied together, I can take that 2 and multiply it to each term in the monomial. Okay? So let's try some example problems. So if you look at this example right here, it says if I have 7 to x to the 4th and I multiply it to the power of 2 in parentheses, I can take that squared and give it to the 7, so 7 squared, and I can take that x to the 4th and give it 2 also. So this would look like this, right? X to the 4th to the power of 2. So if I do that, then I have to multiply these out. So I end up with 7 squared, which is 49, and then x to the 4 squared, x to the power of 4 to the power of 2, so x to the power of 4 times 2, which gives me x to the 8th. Okay? So let's try these problems. Okay, so this is 12 to the power of 2 to the power of 3. So this is the same thing as 12 to the power of 2 times 3, which is 12 to the power of 6. If you get out my calculator, 12 to the power of 6 is a really big number. I think they want you to leave it here, because I'm not going to write that number. 12 to the power of 6. All right? On the next one is a combination of power of product and power of power, because I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it to the 2, so 2 to the 4th, and I'm going to give it to the v, so it's v to the 6 to the power of 4, right? So 2 to the power of 4 is 16, right? And then this is v to the 6 times 4, because power and power, I multiply them together. So 16 v to the 24th. Okay? So that's my answer to that. The next one is a little bit more complicated, but it's the same concept. I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to distribute it. I'm so sorry for the noise. I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to distribute it. So this 3 will go here to my -5 cubed, and then it'll go a cubed to the power of 3, right? And then it'll go b to the 4th to the power of 3. So this would be -5 times -5 times -5, this is times A, and then I multiply these together. So 3 times 3. And then again, this one, power of a power, which would be times B, 4 times 3. So negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. Say it's a positive 25 times another negative 5 will give me a negative 125. So negative 125. And then A to the 3 times 3 would give me A to the 9th. And then B to the 4 times 3 is B to the 12. So same concept as this one, but it's just more things that we have to multiply at. Okay? So go ahead and write this down. Try page 517, numbers 3 and 5, 517, numbers 3 and 5, and I will see you in class.